We are not pariahs on the edge of society. We just want to just live our lives, work, normal, boring things.
The security, the girls, the support, it's brilliant being in here, to be honest. When I've actually seen both sides of it, being on online and now coming into the club, I'd much prefer the club.
People say stuff like, oh, you're selling your body, this, that, the next thing. The same thing is true for any hard labour work. You're selling your body just in a different way.
Most of the performers in that particular sort of type of performance, they don't have long careers. The clubs have been given a year's notice. They're not closing tomorrow. So there's time so that they can, learn other skills to give themselves a future.
What they're doing is creating a scenario where they're going to, not only are they isolating us, but they are turning us into victims. They don't have, in my opinion, I don't think, a legal leg to stand on. It's just morals, judgments, just things that just has nothing to do with reality or real life or how we live our lives. Don't speak for us. Come and speak to us so that we can let you know, so that you have a clear idea of who we are as human beings.
Well, let's catch up what's going on overseas with the sex workers. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff that's going on. We're trying to catch up on all of these articles that we have been getting, especially some good stuff written by Gustav Turner over at XBiz. Because there is a war out there going on against sex workers, the adult industry, and a lot of it is based on fear-mongering people, telling them this is, because of the trafficking, child trafficking, human trafficking, women trafficking, however you want to put that on there. They want to frighten that. They want to tell you that there's a ton of cheese pizza on these internet services on there. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to censor the internet. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to censor the internet. They're going to try to demonize what they claim is the worst of the worst, but then they'll move across. You're seeing already one country, I think it was France, they've already put age verification on adult sites. Now they're moving to social media sites. And someone says, well, they're not going to get to, a lot of the Netflix and stuff like that. They have that in mind. They want to do that. They want to know what you are doing at home. See, that's the thing. They want control over you. Okay? Everybody in the world, and this is through the World Economic Forum. The WEF, they want to control. They want to control what you're watching, what you do on the internet, where you work, what you eat, what you're driving, where you're going there on a daily basis, where you go on vacation. They don't want you to go on vacation. They want you to stay home. They said, we don't need you to leave. Stay home. Eat at home, get fat and everything like that on there, on bugs and shit like that. And, you'll never... And this is the utopia that they want. Understand that. This is the nightmare, Clockwork Orange, Elysium, 1984, Fahrenheit 451, all that. They want all of that. Be afraid right now. Be afraid of what's going on. But speak up. I just want to say thank you for those who have subscribed, like, share on all of our social media platforms. Please do continue to comment. We like to hear from you. If you don't get a response, don't worry about it. We'll eventually respond to you as best we can. We're shorthanded, and there's a lot of things going on at CudaCast TV right now at the moment. We're trying to make some changes, and there's some other issues that we're going through right now. Thank you again, and continue watching. From XBiz, Edinburgh court rules in favor of sex workers against strip club ban.
Just one chance to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take for freedom!
Edinburgh sex workers prevailed in their campaign when a judge ruled that the city's council attempt to ban all strip clubs was unlawful. The council's policy, known as the nil cap, effectively banned all sexual entertainment venues in the historical Scottish capital. Local sex workers, alongside the clubs where they make their living, launched a judicial review, and Judge Lord Richardson released an 82-page judgment ruling the policies unlawful, the Daily Record reported. As Exbix reported, sex workers were allowed to testify at a March 2022 meeting and also during a 2-day hearing at the Court of Sessions in December about the potential harm to the lives and livelihoods if the nil cap policy was implemented. Rosie Walker, partner and head of litigation at Gilson Gray, which acted for the United Sex Workers Union, told the Daily Record that Lord Richardson's ruling was a fantastic and well-deserved result. Walker noted that the council's nil cap scheme had been upheld, it would have been resulted in the closure of every strip club in Edinburgh. That would have meant many USW members losing their livelihoods or having to move away from their homes and families to find work elsewhere, she added. United Sex Workers celebrated the decision, issuing a statement via a Twitter thread. Today, we beat the nil cap in Edinburgh, the group announced after months of uncertainty. We are incredibly pleased that the courts has held the City of Edinburgh's council decision to impose a nil cap on the number of strip clubs in the city was unlawful. Not only is this an issue, huge win for strippers in Edinburgh, who are no longer facing the prospect of forcing mass unemployment in the middle of a recession, but for the worker rights of strippers across Britain. Nil caps are a violent anti-worker policy that removes strippers' access from safe workplaces, workers' rights, and their abilities to improve their own working conditions. Now they have been found unlawful. We hope this puts an end to local councils imposing strip club bans. The USW thread concludes, as sex workers, especially those of us that are mostly impacted by criminalization, it can be hard to imagine that there will be a world where we can not only work in safety, but with full access to workers' rights and protections. Each time our members moves one step closer to making that a reality. United, we are stronger. Of course, that is right. This is what's been going on around the world. Some countries have legalized, prostitution. Some of them have had put more union rules and regulations onto sex workers, whether it is sex shops, nightclubs, strip clubs, the porn productions, stuff that stuff you see online, all adults stuff like OnlyFans and stuff like that. And you're seeing that the criminal element is being pushed away from this. A lot of people say, well, aren't strip clubs run by the mob and stuff like that? Yeah, a lot of them are, but with sex worker unions, independent strip clubs that have been opening up that are more legitimate and that element is being pushed out, you're seeing a different level of nightclub businesses that have been going on for quite some time now. Spain is trying to get rid of it, but that would be a terrible thing to do. I mean, you'll be bringing back the pimps, you'll be bringing back the mob, you'll be bringing back a lot of the organized crime, black market, and of course, the big thing on there is the human trafficking. A lot of these women and men, there are men in this industry as well. Most people directed that it's only just the women in this business. No, there are men as well, and they never talk about the men. It's like the men get a pass for some reason, but when it comes to the women in the sex work industry, You know, they get hit the hardest. A lot of these women are their own independent business person. You know, we've seen this online. You look at the OnlyFans, you look at a lot of other sites. You know, you go to Pornhub, you go to Xvideo, and you see a lot of these women who put up their own videos. They're making their own money through their way. They have no pimp. They have no corporation that's working with them. They're making themselves. And some of them are not in there permanently. You know, we had a video out there. We were talking about a strip club in Spain, whereas one particular woman said, I'm not here on that. I'm here for my education, my family, to create a life for myself. And when that becomes that, I'm out of this business. You know, she's trying to make her life better. If this is the way to do it, you know, then go right ahead. I mean, I wouldn't recommend this type of business for everyone. It is not an easy business. You know, people say, "Well, it's got to be easy." You're showing your body. It doesn't work that way. You know, just like being on YouTube. You know, not everyone is right for YouTube. You got to have a hook. You know, you got to have the viewers that are going to like your content on there. It's not easy. I've been working this business a long time. I've worked in and out from public access, broadcast television to, now that we're here on YouTube. And yes, I also used to work in the adult industry from the back tail end of it, from the mass production to the editing, some of the editing. And let me tell you something. A lot of these companies come and go. And when I started on there, the company that I used to work with, they're long gone. They folded. They tried to get into the video store business as well. It just didn't work out for them. I was laid off from the company. Because the high-speed duplication was in, and they didn't need that many quality control checkers, editors, and they didn't need that many techs, because they were able to push out that much product in a short amount of time. So why do they need this many workers? So I got laid off. But it's the same thing, in the sex worker business. These girls, they don't want to be abused. They want to be beaten in. I mean, you see these movies that are, and TV series, Law and Order, stuff like that, and they portray the prostitute the way they do. Yeah, a lot of it's out there that was that way. But it has changed in the last decade or two. Even though there's still that type of sex. You come to New York, you go out to Hunts Point, you still have that sex worker that you saw if you watch that HBO series about sex hookers on there, behind what was going on there. Yeah, that still exists. But you have places in the world like in Nevada and in Spain and in Scotland, where basically they've gotten control of the situation and unionized. A lot of them have unionized, sex work. You wouldn't think of that. You say unionized sex work, unionized porn. Yeah, because they should have rights as well. So tell me in the comments below your thoughts about this whole thing over in Scotland. Let me know. And don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share this video on there. And we'll see you once again on another video. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for clicking on this video. Bye-bye now.